Well, this is one video I didn't think I'd honestly be filming, but yeah, it's been a long time, about 5 years since my last video on the My Blue Jay web series, and yeah, things are changing definitely, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to say goodbye to my Jeep. Yeah, I wanted to give one last final video before I went ahead and sold it off to the next lucky owner of this beautiful Jeep and kind of give everybody update on what's been going on, because even though I haven't been doing a lot of videos on my YouTube channel, it's been getting a lot of love and a lot of attention and a lot of upgrades. So let's go ahead and kind of give you a quick walk around of what I've been doing since and how things have been going with it. So let's go ahead and start off with the front here. You can see right here that one of the things I did is replace the halogen turn signals and DRLs with the Rubicon fender liners and the upgraded DRLs, which are really nice, except for you have to use a Bluetooth dongle in order to set the software up, and that's been a little bit of a problem for me, but I was able to figure it out. And I was able to get the whole set of Rubicon fenders, Rubicon bumpers, hooks, even though this is still the original bumper and hooks, but the whole Rubicon stuff from Facebook Marketplace for about $200. And I just really like the way the lines are around here. It's higher, gives the wheels a much better clearance, and that will actually go to my next upgrade right here, which is these side rails. So I got these again, Facebook Marketplace. I think I got them for like $100, and they've been doing really well. And of course, this guy, even though I've been using Android Auto the entire time, it's served its purposes. And another thing I wanted to do is, this thing faded really bad, but I used Meguiar's restoration, and it went from being like a charcoal gray, almost like this color, to being back to black. Same thing for the front bumper. You can actually see some of the area that it's still gray. I might need to go over that again, but I'll let the next user do this. And but yeah, it was really good. And then I still have the plastic dip on the front fenders. It's coming off a little bit right here, but again, kind of let the next user deal with that. And let's go ahead and continue on and show you what all I've got going on. I got the Rubicon wheels and tires. I did the full set, which I love these so much more than the stock ones for the Sport and the Sport S. And I got the full set, I believe, $800. So 5 of these tires. I mean, it's like $2,000 just for the tires alone. It's amazing the kind of deals you can get with Facebook Marketplace. And that's one of my biggest tips, is look on Facebook Marketplace. There's always somebody selling Jeep parts on Facebook Marketplace for real cheap. Here's another one I never really covered in videos. Is I have no idea why this is not stock, but get rid of that exposed fuel filler. And I did a little badging too. Now, unfortunately, I had a little bit of a car wash incident with my backup reverse lights. And actually, the car wash actually took off my entire side view mirror and this. Luckily, there's a small bracket in here that is kind of a sacrificial bracket. It's the weak spot, and that bracket will bust before the assembly will. So got out of the car wash, saw this thing was hanging out of my side view mirror. Thankfully, I saw it out of my side view mirror. Stopped, and yeah, the bracket was busted, and all it took was about $20 at a Jeep dealer to get that bracket, and it was all fixed. So that was really good, but unfortunately, there is no real good fix for this. This pulled through, and yeah, it's It's toast, but yeah, it's one of the things I really enjoyed about one of my favorite mods actually was that reverse light mod. Here's the tire. Some of my more, I got a vinyl cutter, so I was able to do a lot of this stuff and kind of my COVID tag there. But yeah, that's kind of the external mods. Everything's pretty much. I didn't really do any engine modifications. Still been doing the epoxy. I mean the ceramic coating, which has been going really good. Got hit by the Jeep curse there. A little bit chipped. This has been actually here for like 2 years. I had it filled, and it has not spread. So that's been, dodged a bullet on that one. But yeah, got that. But yeah, let's go ahead and take you inside and see how things are going there. You can see that my my dash here, is still doing pretty good. Unfortunately, the wife has scraped it up a couple of times, but this vinyl application has done very well. I got one of these devices, and it works really well in the Jeep for doing Android wireless. So now whenever I turn it on, I don't have to plug it in. But before that, I had one of these cables that it's a magnetic cable, which is really handy, so that it can just like snap back in. And then I had it plugged into my phone here often. But yeah, there's not a lot of mods in here that I've done. I've got my ducky collection. What's funny is like, whenever my wife would drive the Jeep, she would get so many more ducks than I ever got. I wonder why that is. Anyways, now I did get a sound upgrade, which was really good. This was like the easiest sound upgrade. It was just you can pop these out with a trim removal tool and put in the new speaker with a tweeter in there, and it does improve. I think this was about $250, and it did improve the sound quality quite a bit, the mid-range and the highs. I didn't do, these guys are a real pain to get to, so I really didn't do those. And the sound bar also I didn't really do. But yeah, that's about all the mods that I've done in here. But yeah, so it's one of those things that I started the YouTube channel kind of like when COVID hit, because I had a lot of extra time. And I was hoping that maybe the channel would get enough views to maybe pay for itself, or maybe pay for some mods, and it just never really panned out. It's amazing the kind of work that you have to do for free on a YouTube channel before it even starts paying out pennies. And I got some good videos. I think I have some that are like 10,000 and 40,000 views, but it's still not enough, because there's this certain threshold for YouTube that you have to hit before you even start making money on YouTube. And even after that, it's just pennies, absolute pennies. So that, and right after COVID finally started to clear, my wife and I were blessed with a baby. And that's one of those things that when you're changing diapers at 2 o'clock in the morning and making formula at 4 o'clock in the morning is just really difficult to film YouTube content. And also the amount of the time sink that it takes. Like the first video I did, which is replacing the aerial, the radio aerial, that modification takes what, not even 30 seconds. But the whole process of making the video, of editing it, of publishing it, took me about 3 hours. So it went from a 5-minute modification to a 3-hour modification. And it's one of those things that I enjoyed doing it, and it was fun. But when I have a whole bunch of other priorities taking up my time, it's one of those things you have to look back and say, okay, this thing is taking a lot of time and making no money, so something has to give. And unfortunately, the channel had to give. Soon after my child was born, after it got out of the squirmy grub phase, and I actually got a full-time job too. Gold star to whoever can comment and figure out what my job is. Anyways, but yeah, I also got a full-time job. I was working from home, but it was just still one of those difficult to find that time. I still had the time to do the mods and have fun with the Jeep. I got a lot of off-roading done, made a lot of great friends, saw a lot of great stuff. But it was just really difficult to do the YouTube content along with that, and along with the child, along with the full-time job. And so unfortunately the channel had to go to the wayside. And the biggest question is, why am I getting rid of the Jeep right now? I loved it. I put 42,000 miles on the Jeep that I've had for 6 years, which is not a lot of miles. And I loved it. It's been great. It's been very reliable. I haven't had any issues mechanically. So why would I get rid of it? Well, unfortunately, my commute circumstances have changed. I was working from home, and unfortunately, the corporation that I work for called us all into office jobs, and now I have a commute. So instead of using the Jeep as a hobby once or twice a week, it's now my commute vehicle. And this thing, it's not a good commuter. I love it. I love it to death. It's a great vehicle. I love driving it. I love waving at other Jeeps as they go by. But being stuck in here an hour and a half a day is not good. It's not good. The other use case that I got this Jeep for was to go on grand adventures with my family, pack them all up, drive, 7, 10, 12 hours, and go to Utah, go to, other states, and just go on these grand adventures. And that never really panned out, just because it's not a comfortable vehicle to be in for 5, 6, 7 hours at a time. It's loud. The seats are not comfortable for me. And so that use case really didn't pan out. To go off-roading, I have to drive 2 hours. So by the time I get to the off-roading spot, I'm kind of spent. I'm kind of done. Maybe it's just my 49-year-old body saying that, hey, I'm no longer a kid. And, maybe it's a skill issue. But you know what? This little red car right here, this little thing, my wife and I drove that to Wisconsin and back, and we had a ton of fun. I can't even fathom doing that in the Jeep. So it has to go. And there's also one other issue that's causing me to get rid of the Jeep. And it is, I don't know. Oh, yeah. You can see it. You can see it right there, which is this right here. That, and yep, I have the dreaded corrosion. Oh, man. I saw that when I was cleaning up the Jeep, and it was just a punch in the gut. Absolute punch in the gut. I took it to a local shop, and they quoted me $7,000 to fix this corrosion. And I'm just out of the 5-year warranty. $7,000. That was probably the go-away price, but I'm going to go away. A little story for you, a little background. I had an '88 Jeep Wrangler. It was one of my first vehicles after graduating high school. Bad decision. Oh, I had the straight six, black hardtop. It was such a fun vehicle, my first Jeep. But don't give your teenage kids a Jeep. Don't. That's just bad parenting decisions. Bad decision on my part to even ask for something like that. And that thing became an absolute money pit. I had to get new shocks, tires. Oh man, not even just, upgrading it for fun, just dealing with the shit that would break down on a constant basis. I even had to replace the entire engine. The entire 4.0 straight six engine. $3,500. Back in 98, 99, that was a lot of money for a teenager. That would just, actually, I was probably like 20 years by then. That was a lot of money for me back then. And it was just a money pit, and I had to get rid of it. Took a massive loss. I did the engine for $3,500. The engine still wasn't right, and I had to sell the Jeep for $2,500. So I was a little bit, once bitten, twice shy. And when I started seeing this thing start to come up with those kind of numbers, I started getting a little scared, and I pulled a ripcord, and I am unfortunately out. This is going to be my last day. I'm trading it in, and I'm getting an EV. Now, I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, you're going from a Jeep to an EV. I'm not doing it to save the world. I'm doing it because I'm saving myself money. These things are now, these EVs are dirt cheap now. I can trade in the Jeep, get 20K on it because of its low miles and great condition, and I can buy an amazing electric vehicle for about 28. I'm buying the Kiwi EV6. Great vehicle. It is an amazing vehicle, and it's going to be a great commuter. Hopefully I can use it to cross the country with my family and be comfortable. And also, it's going to save me a ton of money in my commute and a ton of back pain, a ton of sore butt. And yeah, I'm not doing it to save the world. I'm doing it to save my pocketbook. And I think it's going to be the right choice for me. I don't think EVs are going to be the right choice for everybody. There's going to be plenty of times when an ICE vehicle is going to be the wiser choice. But for me, it's going to be the Kia. And that's just the simple truth about it. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be sad to see this thing go. And yeah, this is probably going to be the last video you'll be seeing on my channel because, well, I'm not going to be turning it into an EV channel. There's plenty of content creators that are always already doing that, and I definitely don't have the time to do that. So anyways, just wanted to give everybody kind of an update on how's it going. And yeah, well, anyways, I hope you guys enjoy your Jeep, and I want to say a big shout out to Cheaper Jeeper. He's been a great friend of mine. Go out, check out his channel. He's still producing great content. And yeah, well, as always, keep the shiny side up, and have a good one.